This podcast is a part of the PodMania podcasting network. Check out podmania.co.uk to check out more of our great podcasts, features, reviews, match ratings and previews spanning the crazy and diverse world of professional wrestling.
Howdy doodly, Neverinos. Welcome to the Purespective with me, Chris O'Brien, your resident favourite Scot, I think. I hope so. I hope it's not a better fucking Scottish podcaster than me. Also, I'm here with Rob. Say hi, Rob.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah. I'm not day drinking. That's an achievement.
I mean, it's not even 1 o'clock in the afternoon as we're recording, so if you were day drinking, we'd have to have a conversation.
It would be the very definition of day drinking. What am I going to do? Day drink at 3 p.m. like a loser?
How is 3 p.m. not day drinking?
It's basically the evening.
It's not basically the evening. The evening starts after 5 o'clock.
Yeah, it's basically the evening.
It's not basically the evening.
It's 5 o'clock in Russia.
What, right now?
No. What time is it in Russia?
I don't know what time it is in Russia.
What time?
There's like 4 different time zones in Russia.
Russia. Well, let's go by Moscow.
Okay.
Moscow's not on the list. Hang on.
Good stuff.
In Moscow.
A solid podcasting start.
It's 3 p.m. So at 3 p.m. it would be 5 p.m. in Russia.
There you go. 5 p.m. somewhere.
It's a gentleman's 5.
Gentleman's 5.
Although I was down in Berwick-upon-Tweed yesterday.
Why?
Because my parents were like, "We're going to Berwick-upon-Tweed. Do you want to come?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure. I've dick all else to do." So I went with them. And you know that Stivvy's fruit salad cider?
The stuff you rave over?
I don't rave over it. I just think it's quite nice.
You've raved over it on the podcast before.
28p a bottle. 28p a bottle.
28p?
It was reduced to clear.
That's because it's shit, Chris. You're the only person that drinks it.
I literally took the whole stock.
Wow. Well, their whole stock must have cost you about £3.50.
Oh no, it was only 6. It cost me like £1.60.
That's amazing.
It's £2 a fucking bottle normally, so I've got 6 bottles for less.
That's quite impressive. That's quite
It's
impressive.
great.
I mean, it tastes like
like
utter detergent, but yeah.
No, it doesn't. It tastes like the little fruit salad chews you used to get from the tuck shop.
Which also tasted horrendous.
No, it didn't. Like, it's not my fault you didn't have to put up with poverty street sweets.
Stop trying to mock me for my wealth.
Normally, I'd have to get... wealthy people are disgusting. Normally, I'd have to get 20p mix. The days where I get a 50p mix were big fucking days, Robert.
To be fair, 50p mixes were amazing, especially with the 1p sweets, and you're like, yeah. Oh, I'm going to pay £1. Oh.
And I got 50 quid. I got 50p sweets in Hubba Bubba. That was one of the best days of my childhood.
See, Hubba Bubba, like, I never really understood the hype around Hubba Bubba, just because, like, the flavour went...
Because you were a little loser.
No, fuck off. I'm great at blowing. Don't read too much into that.
So you're not like Batman.
I saw that. Superheroes wouldn't do that. Yes, they fucking would.
You know who the real superhero is? Donkey from Shrek. He fucked a dragon.
He did fuck a dragon. Like, and you look at the size difference between those two as well.
And not only did he fuck a dragon, he satisfied that dragon.
He satisfied that dragon repeatedly as well, because there's like 400 kids.
Yeah.
Jesus. I mean, fair play, Donkey lad.
I mean, the kids are abominations and they're going to...
Oh, God, yeah. God, yeah.
And they're going to live very painful lives.
Yeah, their very existence is pain, but, you know, as far as donkey sex drive go, how did we get onto this?
Anyway, hello, this is a Ring of Honor podcast.
Believe it or not.
And we talk about the 3 Ring of Honor shows every week, and then a pay-per-view when it happens, but that hasn't happened yet. Very rude of Ring of Honor, I feel, to not have had a pay-per-view between now and 2 weeks ago.
We have only got 2 weeks till the pay-per-view, though, so it's good.
I'm so excited. I don't even need to pay for it anymore because you got me on a couple.
I did as like a little present. I mean, they've only announced 3 matches, but we've technically got a 4th one announced.
I like the 3 matches announced.
The 3 matches announced are great. That wasn't a dig. The chances are, obviously, like I say, we had one announced at the end of Ring of Honor TV, and then the chances are it looks like the championship match is going to be the winner of Survival of the Fittest versus ROH. Whoever wins that, I'm sure that's going to be a fantastic match. I'm sure you hope it's not Danhausen. I was just going to say.
Well, fucking get on to Danhausen.
Look, his interview was fine. It was short.
We will get on to Danhausen.
Okay, we'll get on to Danhausen.
Okay. Yeah. So, well, today we're covering week by week number 56, Women Division Wednesday number 8, and Ring of Honor Wrestling 509, as well as previewing all 3 coming up for the next week. Shall we just jump into week by week?
Let's jump in.
Now, on week by week, did any of the promos stand out to you?
Well,
you know what stood out to me?
Go on.
Was Quinn McKay going, I love Amy Rose, but I don't support her managing someone who literally kills people.
Yeah, Quinn McKay's little exchange with Amy Rose and Max Dean Paler was pretty good. I enjoyed that.
Shit, I need to go.
We need to go.
She's probably my favourite backstage interviewer in all of...
She's got personality, that's why. And when you look at the just wholesale homogenized set of interviewers they employ for WWE, with the exception of Kayla Braxton.
And AEW, to be fair.
And AEW, yeah.
And Impact.
It's nice to have someone with a little bit of an edge, a little bit of personality. I think she comes across really, really well. She speaks very, very well.
I'm going to talk to a very angry Jay Briscoe because that's my job.
Yeah, she was great. The Dickinson and Bateman promo, especially Bateman. I don't know.
Well,
sorry, Bandido and Bateman is what I mean.
I was about to say, but that was repeated on TV, so we'll get to that when we get to TV.
Okay, but other than that, we had the Danhausen and Rhett Titus interview,
which again was repeated on TV.
Of course, I'll tell you what we did watch. I'll tell you what we did see. Obviously, post Ring of Honor TV, Violence Unlimited jumped the Foundation, and Rhett Titus screaming the word fucking and punching a locker was quite interesting.
I do think it's basically how it's the most personality I've seen from Rhett Titus. We'll talk about Rhett Titus' promo in a bit. But
I was just going to say we need to talk about his promo. That's my profession. Oh my God, no.
We'll get to that on Ring of Honor TV because it was repeated. But let's just jump on to the match of Chris Dickinson versus O'Shea Edwards. Now, we seem to be a bit apart from this one because I liked this. It was good. Dickinson is very, very good. Yeah. For PCW alumnus. And he's been around for a lot longer than I thought. Tale of the Tape, 2002.
Yeah, if you look at the two members in the ring, like if you just had them side by side, I don't know why, but I would automatically assume that O'Shea Edwards was the more experienced, just the way that they look, but he debuted in 2015, so Dickinson's got significantly more ring experience.
Yeah, and to be fair, O'Shea Edwards has 163 matches under his belt since 2016, so he's been going pretty non-stop.
Yeah, pretty consistently.
I'm looking at Cage Match here. Apart from 2 months last year, which was a pandemic, he's wrestled a match every month since starting, and he's wrestled for big places and all, like Black Label Pro, GCW, Ring of Honor, obviously. Not PCW, unfortunately.
Oh no!
But you know who has wrestled for PCW?
Chris Dickinson.
Yeah, your friend of mine, Chris Dickinson. You appear to have adored this match.
Yeah, I liked this match because it was so different to what we've seen in other matches. I'm a big slut for limb matches, and when a limb...
You could have just stopped at I'm a big slut, to be honest.
When a limb is consistently targeted and then plays into the finish, it's perfect. And, we can lather praise on Chris Dickinson for the work he did on O'Shea Edwards' leg, but O'Shea Edwards sold it really, really, really well. It's really difficult to sell a leg because ultimately all of your offense is based off your leg. And he was so good at selling, even the small nuances of selling, he was really, really good at. And Dickinson was fucking relentless with it as well. And, the match didn't really stop for me. We had maybe a little bit of a lull right in the middle, but overall, I thought the pace was really good. I thought the right person won. I thought the way that they structured the ending worked. It made sense. O'Shea tapping pretty much instantaneously sold just how painful his leg was. Overall, I did really, really enjoy this. I gave it 3.5.
Ooh, that's a bit. I gave it 3.25, maybe 3. It was good. You're right. The leg targeting was good, but I think what sort of drove us down was, and it's the problem with a lot of the survival of the fit stuff. There was no fucking way O'Shea Edwards was winning here.
You said this last week because Violence Unlimited have got no representation in the final match.
Yeah.
So, I can see where you're coming
from. Leave it to Shane Taylor Promotions, which we'll fucking get onto when we talk about a certain cunt. But, so Violence Unlimited, they're like the new stable. They're in the main event storyline right now of the 3-way faction war.
Mm.
So, not having representation in there makes no sense.
Especially as this is the first time we've actually seen Shane Taylor Promotions in, the last 3 weeks on any of the programming.
Mm-hmm.
At least.
Shane. First time I've seen Shane Taylor in a fucking while on commentary. I think since the last 6-man title match.
What did you think of Shane Taylor's commentary?
I thought it was fine. I don't like wrestlers on commentary often try to get themselves over more than they try to get the story over, but Shane Taylor just being like, I like O'Shea Edwards for the reason he's in this tournament. He's good. I like Shane Taylor. Have you seen his promo going into his ROH match?
I haven't yet, no.
It's great. It's like the thought of me winning the title makes people uncomfortable, and I'm not just saying that because I'm an African American man, and then just goes off on this whole spiel. It was great. It got you really behind him.
Nice. I mean, the thing that I liked about Shane Taylor was when O'Shea lost right at the very end, Shane Taylor actually said, I haven't trained him enough, so he took the blame for O'Shea's performance and then said the next time they fight, I'll have trained him better. I thought that was really good. It put them over as like a group, a collective. I enjoyed that.
That's what it always kind of feels like more. It feels a bit like I don't watch a lot of MMA, so this is maybe a dangerous comparison to make, but it feels more like fight teams in MMA, like people who train together rather than like solid factions. Like America Top Team or something like that.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I can see the comparison certainly.
Because everyone sort of wrestles a similar style when it comes to each faction, especially the Foundation.
Yeah, yes for the Foundation. I think Violence Unlimited might be the book to that trend, just because you've got Brody King who wrestles yes.
What are you talking about? He can wrestle technical masterpieces like Tony Depp.
He can, but you don't automatically look at Brody King and think he is in the same mold as a Tony Deppen. Yes, he wrestles a similar style to Chris Dickinson, I suppose.
Yeah, but everyone in Violence Unlimited is kind of Smash Mouth.
Yeah, that I understand.
As in the style, not the band.
The band. Somebody once told me. But yeah, no, I get that. And obviously we'll get to Tony Deppen when we talk about Ring of Honor TV. The last thing I wanted to say was right at the start, the commentary team did a fantastic job of putting over O'Shea Edwards' striking power, because Chris Dickinson didn't engage in any striking with O'Shea at all. So he went straight for the legs, straight for the takedowns, and commentary actually said it's because he knows how strong O'Shea Edwards is. He doesn't want to get into a striking exchange with him. I thought that one line of commentary put over O'Shea really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, overall, I thought the right person won. It was a good match, good story told. Can't have any complaints, Chris.
No, it's just really good. You're not going to get a match of the year contender in week by week, but this is a very good C-show match.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so on to Women of Honor Wednesday. So we started off with Maria giving a golden ticket to... Can you put, like, I've got a golden ticket underneath me whenever I say that?
Yes, I'll make sure.
Incredible. So, yeah... Mandy Leon got a... Did I say Mandy Rose first? Shit. Anyway, Mandy Leon got a golden ticket. And apparently she's been going 8.5 years. You couldn't tell it by fucking watching her wrestle. Jesus.
Now, you say that. I didn't think the highlights were that bad. I mean, they showed some technical... What's it? I was more bothered about the fact that she showed no fucking charisma whatsoever in that promo. Like... I know it was only a side-by-side
I know,
Zoom call,
but like
there was nothing there.
You could have done something more, yeah.
Like, I understand that the whole premise was that Maria Kanellis was giving her this ticket and Mandy Leon just automatically assumed that she was going to get one anyway. But there's a way to do that. And, you know, for whatever you say about Angelina Love and Velvet Sky, they would have put that over considerably better. You know, there'd have been a little bit of personality in there, but here it just seemed very, very monotone and just really dull.
Yeah, I kind of just feel to be honest.
Well, there is that. I mean, just compare it to...
Would you like a Mandy Leon fact? She finished with 8 points in the 2017 5-star Grand Prix.
Did she really?
You don't want to know who she defeated?
Oh, please don't, because it's going to make me angry.
Io Shirai.
Fuck off.
Tony Storm.
Oh my god.
Kazuki. And Tam.
Fucking hell.
She got defeated by Konami, Kaylee Ray, and Jungle.
Well, at least Jungle got a win, but fucking hell.
A rarity.
Hazuki and Tam. And Io Shirai.
And Io Shirai.
Okay.
Tony Storm. These are 4 very high-profile talents.
Tony Storm, the longest-reigning SWA Undisputed Women's Champion, but...
Yeah,
all right. And
was she the red belt? Did she have the red?
Yeah.
Did she have the red belt at the time? Maybe she didn't. No, I think Io might have still had it.
Well, either way, Mandy Leon beat the red belt champ.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which, that should not be a thing. That should not be a thing.
It's not ideal.
Yeah. Going back to her personality, and I know they are 2 completely different characters, but jumping ahead a little bit with Nicole Savoy.
She showed a lot, but to be fair, she had a bit more time.
She did have a bit more time, but
that's because they had to get her over because she was barely on TV before.
Even so, that's fine. I completely understand that Mandy Leon is an established character in the women's division, but Nicole Savoy, you felt more emotion. I know it's difficult sometimes to put across apathy like Mandy Leon was doing, especially over Zoom. So I'm not going to dig too much into it, but Nicole Savoy, you felt more emotion, you felt more, personality. I think that's what it is. I was a little bit disappointed with the Mandy Leon stuff, but, again, you can't do a lot on Zoom, so we'll see how this transpires.
I hosted some pretty fucking good quizzes.
I don't doubt, Chris.
I am a great showman.
I mean, I'll be honest, I assume...
The greatest showman. God.
I assume my invite to those got lost in the post, but,
Are you a member of your O'Brien family, Robert?
I'm an extended member, Chris.
An extended memory, but Mama O'Brien's favourite.
Mama O'Brien's baby boy.
She probably would love you more than she loves me. Anyway, on Women of Honor Wednesday, the match this week was rok-c, best known for her time in Reality of Wrestling with Booker T. She's also wrestled in GCW and for the Title Match Network and Rise.
Yeah.
Rise is good. Rise is a big name.
It is.
Going up against Laney Luck, who Riccaboni kept saying Lady Luck.
Yeah, I don't know whether it got to a point halfway through the match where he was just doing it because he'd said it for the rest of the match. But yeah, he did constantly say that, which made me giggle.
Anyway, before ROH, she's known for Rise. Again, Shimmer. She's appeared on Impact. Who did she wrestle on Impact? It was for the Zelo Pro Women's Championship where she beat Kylie Ray and Shotzi Blackheart. That's some big names.
They are some big names.
And most notably recently, Ring of Honor and IWA Mid-South.
Fucking hell.
I hope it's a death. I'd look for if it's a death match, but we need to talk about this match. Rok-c really impressed me here.
Yeah.
She was oozing with personality. The little come on then after getting out of technical exchanges was great. Like just a little thing. Like she's very clearly not reached her full potential yet. But also she's been going 3 years. So she's going to be grand. And what I really liked was the way Caprice Coleman put her over, where she was like, okay, she's great, but is she teachable? If she's teachable, she's going to be special. That's a great little wrinkle to add to what is like a cocky youngster character.
Completely agree with you. Of the 2 Women's Division Wednesday shows we've seen so far, Rok-c has been the standout for me. Everything you said, I thought, there were little moments where you can see she's still got a little bit to learn, but the personality that she showed throughout this, this relatively short match, I think she's got a lot of potential in Ring of Honor to do really well. I'm not completely sold on Laney Luck. I don't know whether it's just a gimmick of the pop star unicorn or something.
I like that.
Of course you like that.
Unicorns are the national animal of Scotland, Robert.
Yeah, of course they are.
And you lot, last week going, oh, we couldn't even beat the 3rd worst team in the division or whatever. That was a direct quote from Garth. If you can't do that, what the fuck does that say about you? You bunch of fucking losers.
Just to clarify, that's about the current Euros where England failed to beat Scotland.
Yeah. Which we were very happy about. That's a Scottish win right there.
Yeah, 2 very diametrically opposite reactions to that match, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Scottish fans show that we are very proud of our national team for doing doing well against a world-class team. England fans, on the other hand, a bit cunty. A little bit cunty, you lot.
To be fair, Scotland deserved to win. I have no issues saying that at all.
We had some fucking ass-clenchingly close goals there.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was ridiculous. I don't like club football because I think it creates violence for no reason. But I like international football because I like seeing England lose.
I don't like club football because it causes violence, he says on his wrestling podcast.
This is fake violence.
We've just spent 10 minutes talking about a faction called Violence Unlimited.
Yeah, I don't like watching average Joes in the middle of Glasgow getting beat up because they're wearing a Celtic or a Rangers strip.
Oh well, yeah, Glasgow's a different kettle of fish, isn't it?
Oh, it's funny because I was going to a gig in Glasgow on the day of an Old Firm game. And it was at the art college or something. It's not a place where you're gonna get done for Catholic abortion or whatever. It's a fucking art college. But my brother was like, "Oh, don't tell them your second name. My second name's O'Brien." And I'm like, "What situation is going to occur where someone's gonna walk up to me and go, 'What's your second name?'"
What's your name, Chris? No. What's your second name?
Peter. No. What's your surname?
Again, how the fuck did we get here from talking about Laney Luck?
Unicorns.
Oh yeah. She showed little flashes, but I don't know.
I like her mask.
Yeah, mask was decent. She looked a bit like her entrance was a little bit like sort of a Poundland Emma used to do in NXT, and then her entire gimmick seems to be a little bit like Candy Floss, effectively.
I don't know. With Candy Floss, I think it works because she's a teenager.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. There's just something
I-
about the Laney Luck character I'm not into.
So I was. What are you saying, Matt? I thought I'd look on Laney Luck's cage match to see what people think of it. There's only one review, and and it's disgusting. Laney has a very pretty face, and I do like her pastel coloured outfit. Her overabundance of tattoos is a bit much for me.
I hadn't even thought about the tattoos, if I'm honest.
I didn't even notice the tattoo. Like, someone mentioned tattoo. I think someone commented mentioned tattoos, and I didn't. I was like, oh yeah, she has tattoos. Like, I'm so numb to wrestlers having tattoos that I just don't notice them anymore.
Yeah, I think that's the. You think about like Randy Orton, who's got them all down his arms. You think about
even in Ring of Honor, like Brody King.
Yeah.
Or who else? See, this is how bad it is. Dragon Lee has tattoos. I'm pretty sure.
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
Who the fuck does then? Oh, Bestia. He has tattoos.
Yeah, Bestia Del Ring does. I don't know if Roosh does.
I don't think Roosh does. This is who? Someone else does. Someone else did. Who the fuck was it?
Danhausen.
Fuck off. I mean, yeah, but fuck off.
I was just going to say, that's harsh. He has got tattoos.
I just don't like hearing his name.
Oh, it's so funny. Anyway, are you a fan of Laney Luck? Like, what am I missing with her?
I wouldn't hate seeing her more. Like, I don't think because this match's specific purpose was to get Rok-c over.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So, like, I don't actually know what Laney Luck is fully capable of. She was very clearly like a selfless worker because she got Laney Luck. She got Rok-c over. So that's a feather in her cap. And then, if by using her as enhancement talent, I see no point in that. I'd quite like to see what she could do when the object is to get her over. Like, I'd like to see because so far we don't know what her unique selling point is apart from she's a unicorn.
I think that might be what it is. It might be the fact that I don't really like. We haven't seen anything to do with her, have we? You know, the commentary team, Maria Kanellis, did a lot of putting over of Rok-c, and rightly so. She's a great wrestler. But you know how young she is, how much talent she has, you know how much of a success story she'll be for the future. But they spoke about Laney Luck, sure, but they didn't put her over in anywhere near the same terms. So maybe I'll give it some time, and we'll see after that.
Okay, so at the end of the show, as mentioned, Maria gave out another golden ticket, which we don't need to discuss for segment anymore because we already did that when we mentioned.
Yeah, I was just going to say I've already spoken about it, haven't I? So never mind.
What happened? I love that this podcast goes in chronological order. Okay. Now we are on Ring of Honor TV. We start off, as ever, with Quinn McKay running down the card. Not as much to get over this week with her, so we didn't spend a lot of time going down the card. We kind of just went straight to Bandido versus Bateman. Bandido cuts a fairly standard babyface promo.
Mm-hmm.
But then Bateman, I loved his promo.
Bateman's promo, aside from saying God lives in his elbow, where he sounded a bit mental.
He is a bit mental. He's in a cult.
If you heard someone on the bus say that, God lives in my elbow, I'm going to move seats.
I've heard people on the bus say weirder things.
But his promo was tremendous.
Have I ever told you about my funniest train experience? Like, you know how sometimes you overhear funny shit on the train?
Yeah.
So I was on the train, and my phone ended up updating itself. Like, you know when it downloads the update but doesn't put it in place?
Yes. Like,
it started updating itself, so I didn't have music in, so I was kind of just bored. But then behind me, the ticket guy came in, so like got my ticket out because I'm a good, responsible boy who doesn't know how to jump a barrier. And so this the girl who was on the train, she got on at the stop after mine, which mustn't have barriers because she didn't have a ticket. And the guy went up to her and went, "Ticket, please." And she was like, "I don't have a ticket, but like, if I suck you off, can you just let me through?" And then he just went, "Sorry, love, I'm gay."
Oh no! Oh no!
And he was like, "You're gonna have to buy a ticket when you get to Waverley."
If I saw... Wow. Like, some people have just got no... Wow. Just wow.
I've done worse for less.
You've done worse for less.
I've murdered. No, I haven't. What am I doing? I don't know why I'm implicating myself in crime that didn't happen.
The Bandido.
I just said a thing in a throwaway line, and then you unexpectedly tried to make me follow up.
The Bateman promo.
The Bateman promo. Very good. I like this. Like, apart from the bits where he went mental, it felt very old school. It's like, ask around, get hit with elbow anywhere on your body, you're out. It felt very Harley Race.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of like delivery and cadence. Obviously, it's not half as scary as Harley Race.
God Lord, no. You don't believe that he will end you like Harley Race.
There's a great story. According to like Mick Foley, Harley Race never really, like, that was just him. He never really let up with the whole tough guy thing.
Oh my
and
God.
he once asked how, because Harley used to go, "Oh, I could knock you out my left fist," and Foley went up to him and was like, "So why do you think that's the case?" And he was just like, "Cactus. If I punch someone and they don't go down, I will walk to look at their back to see what's propping them up." That's incredible. How did that never make it into a promo?
That's sensational. That is sensational.
But yeah, the match itself was fine. I like Bateman's entrance.
I must admit, I'm not overly familiar with Bateman or any of the members of the Righteous, really. But I was a big fan of his in-ring action. I can take or leave. I think he was exposed a little bit in the ring with someone like Bandido, but, Bandido is a talent.
I wouldn't necessarily say exposed.
There were moments. You're
putting in a fast-paced lucha with a slow-paced brawler.
Yeah, and, that's why I said, there were moments. Overall, it was a good match.
There were moments of definite miscommunication, but I wouldn't say that's exposing Bateman more than they didn't think through the matchup very well. Well, they did. In booking terms, it makes absolute perfect sense.
Okay.
But, like, it's like oil and water, innit? It's not always going to mix.
Yeah, I mean, I did like this match, and I want to make that abundantly clear.
It was a good match.
The disparity between styles, the flippy shit of Bandido, the, no-nonsense, brawling style of Bateman, Bateman not wanting to engage with Bandido at the start, almost trying to frustrate Bandido into making a mistake. I thought that was a really good tactic. But otherwise, it was a fairly standard match.
It was a functional match to get Bandido into Survival of the Fittest.
Yeah, absolutely. I did think at one point the only way that I thought Bandido wasn't going to win this was if they would do something with Demonic Flamita and have maybe Flamita...
I think that's what's going to happen in the match itself. I think Demonic Flamita and Bandido are going to cuss each other their spot.
I think they're going to cancel each other out.
We'll talk about that when we preview next week's Ring of Honor.
Okay.
Yeah, the match was fine. Ended with a 21 plex, which I'm not massive on as a finisher because it's a bit convoluted.
It takes a lot of setting up without, and you run the risk of it looking overly convoluted. It's the same with the 619.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm a Rey Mysterio fan, so I can't really judge that badly.
That is true.
But I don't know. He has a very good GTS, which I think could work.
Bandido?
Yeah.
Yes, he does. Overall, the right choice was made. Bandido managed to get some of his flippy shit in. Bateman managed to look strong with a lot of his god elbows. But overall, right person won. Bandido moves on to Survival of the Fittest. We all knew that was going to happen.
Yes. Okay, so after the match, Vincent comes back.
Yeah.
Vincent! Old Vinny.
Vinny M.
With the balloon boy. Not that balloon boy.
Yeah, he's not the Horror King anymore.
Well, he's basically Bray Wyatt.
I'm so glad you've said that. He is He's basically
He wasn't
a
back-
mixture
he
of
wasn't
Bray
back going into-
Wyatt and Charles Manson.
He wasn't back. Wasn't Bray Wyatt basically Charles Manson? And move on. Like he wasn't like that going into 19th anniversary. Like he was weird. He wasn't this.
I quite like it.
Well, of course you do. You're a Bray Wyatt fan.
I don't think
You're just happy. You're just happy that a Bray Wyatt thing is happening.
I don't think Vincent is anywhere near as compelling as Bray was when Bray was, at the top of his game in 2015. But overall, I like the idea of it.
This isn't even a Bray Wyatt storyline where he like used to sacrifice like Harper and Rowan. He sacrificed Bateman. Set
Exactly.
Vita Von Star on him.
And then Dutch,
yeah, who looks like do you watch Riff Beards and Gear?
Yes.
It looks like Fluff from Riff Beards and Gear.
Check out their band, Dragged Under. Very good band.
It's okay. Yeah, so I was just distracted the whole time because I'm just waiting for him to rate or roast my rig.
So obviously as well, Vincent sort of declares himself for the Ring of Honor Championship, which okay. Yeah, I was just going to say, it's the same reaction I had as to when EC3 declared himself. I'm like, okay, there are people I'd rather see with the belt than you, but okay.
I know, EC3 at least has name value. And he has prestige. He's a former TNA champion.
That's true. Vincent is the third least interesting member of the Old Kingdom, so, that's his only accolade.
I forgot. You say that. I can't remember who the other guy. I know it's Taven, Vincent, and someone else.
TKO Ryan.
Oh, what the fuck is he up to nowadays?
Don't know. He broke his leg on that moonsault, didn't he, when he crashed into the barricade?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That was horrendous. Absolutely horrendous.
Vincent has not done. He's been in CMLL, New Japan, Ring of Honor. Oh, he's another guy I've seen live. I forgot about that. I keep forgetting all these people I've seen live. He faced it was the Kingdom for the 6-man titles against Tanahashi, Dalton Castle, and Jay Lethal.
Don't tell me the Kingdom won.
Oh yeah, the Kingdom won. And he just shouted. Dalton Castle just shouted, "Hey, stay away from Tanahashi's nipples."
It's a life lesson we all need to learn, really.
I mean, yeah, like they're his nipples, man. Let him live.
Anyway, moving on.
That's the time I saw Tanahashi live. He hit a sling blade. That made me happy. He always hits a sling blade. I shouldn't have been that happy. I should have more respect for myself. Anyway, the sacrifice happened. Vincent now wants to go for the world title, so good for him. I don't see it happening while Rush is champion at the very least. No,
certainly not. Certainly not.
And let's move on. So after that, we had a promo between Rhett Titus and Danhausen. And okay, I hate him. 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 What did you think?
I know.
I hate him.
I know you don't like him. I know you don't like him.
I hate him.
There was nothing wrong with this promo. Basically, he just got over the fact that since he lost at Final Battle, he hasn't won since.
He hasn't won a match since Final Battle. Now, here's the thing. Shane Taylor has. He's not a former world champion. They're not putting him in Survival of the Fittest. Why?
He's not a name.
Shane Taylor's not a name.
He's gone for the title before, though, hasn't he?
He's gone for the title. But
Has he gone for the title recently? Was that Final Battle?
He went for the title on TV in, I think, February, but it was screwed out of the championship. Like, Kenny King turned on him and hit him with a chair, and that's how he lost.
Maybe that's where they're going then after. Assuming for a moment that the winner of Survival of the Fittest is Rush's opponent for Best in the World. Rush gets that championship opportunity out of the way, dispenses whoever, because I don't think it matters who wins the Survival of the Fittest tournament. Spoilers, I think Rush is retaining. And then maybe Shane Taylor is the next in line to have that clean match with Rush.
I'd agree with you if he was going through Kenny King, but he hasn't had any thing about that since.
No,
It's almost like they accidentally made him top of the rankings and had to get him out of the way.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe they'll build a story around it. Maybe. They're so preoccupied with the whole survival of the fittest and things at the moment, so maybe they will make something of it.
My point is, why not put him in? Like, at the very least, you have a motive going in, whereas as opposed to Danhausen, who's just the worst.
He's very nice, very evil. At least his promo was short, man. At least his promo was short. Whereas Rechitis is fucking hell, Chris.
His delivery isn't amazing.
What a bland.
It was a deer in headlight situation if I've ever seen it.
Oh my god. The thing is, Chris, these are recorded promos, which means that he could have had many attempts at this.
Yeah. There's a reason they had Kenny King with him for so long.
Right. Don't get me wrong. There are bits of this promo that are fine. There are bits of this promo, like in the middle, where he says he's got respect for Danhausen. That's fine.
The general conceit of this promo is good.
That closing bit.
Well, where he looks into the camera.
Not just when he looks into the camera, it's what he says and how he says it.
It's my occupation.
It's just my profession. Oh, Rhett, come on. You bet. See, he cut a really good angry promo on Week by Week.
Mm-hmm.
And that, obviously not that level of intensity. Obviously, he's got no history really with Danhausen. Not, apart from the one match with Danhausen lost. He hasn't really got a storied history with Danhausen, so he can't really get that aggressive. But if he just had that little bit of passion to put into this promo...
the general conceit is, I've never been a solo champion, I want to be a solo champion.
Yeah, he's missed the survival of the fittest.
Brian Johnson managed it.
Hey, Brian Johnson's promo was great. I mean, don't get me wrong. His promo on Week by Week this week, which is something we didn't talk about, he said bozo 7 times.
Oh, you counted.
Is 6 more times than anyone should ever say the word bozo.
And I argue that 7 more times.
Well, exactly. Exactly.
I'm pretty sure we're approaching 7 times saying bozo now.
But yes, this it's nothing personal. It's just my profession. And I literally cringed when he said that.
Again, he's normally with Lethal, and Tracy Williams, who cuts much better promos. Like, I think there's a reason he's never the mouthpiece of his stable, and if he ever was, I think that stable would fall apart.
Yeah, he's got 3 people around him who can talk, because Gresham can talk as well.
Gresham can talk. Not as well as Hot Sauce or Lethal.
No, so, but even so, Gresham can talk. Maybe not as, captivatingly as Tracy Williams or Jay Lethal, but even so, Jesus Christ, what a promo. What a promo. Do you know what? Looking back on it, the promo's not actually that bad. It's just
the ending.
That ending is awful. Just awful, Chris. It's my favourite moment of Ring of Honor this week for all the wrong reasons.
Anyway, then we had a Briscoes promo.
We did.
Very angry. They don't like each other right now. They're having a brotherly spat. Yeah,
due to Mark getting pinned by EC3.
I like how it was introduced, because it was like, we lost because of this guy. Whoa. and then their dad's just there.
Yeah, I assume that was who it was.
I hope. Apparently, Mr. Briscoe is a matchmaker in Ring of Honor and sanctioned a match for in 2 weeks.
Yeah, not full best in the world. But no, we're getting it on Ring of Honor TV. Fight on the Farm.
Yeah. Cinematic matches, Ring of Honor's forte.
I was just going to say, I've never seen a Ring of Honor cinematic
had one
match.
At 19th anniversary against Bateman and Taven.
Okay.
It was okay.
Are we going to see like cows being thrown at people and things?
You know what? I hope so.
I don't know what a fight on the farm is going to look like.
It'll be a fight on a farm, Rob.
But are they going to move around the farm? Like, are they going to be, suplexing people into cattle?
No, I don't think it's going to be into cattle.
Are they going to be riding cattle?
Maybe the ending is they're going to have like a bag and it's going to be full of chickens and it's like in Zelda. And the chickens are just going to attack them and then the chickens win and they're in contention for the TV title.
It's not DDT, mate.
You were just talking about suplexing people into fucking cattle.
It's a fight on the farm!
Yeah, exactly. I was talking... Oh, it's not DDT, mate. You have such a weird hatred of DDT for somebody who's never watched it.
I have watched it.
You watched the GIF.
I watched 2 bucks fight, Chris.
You didn't watch 2 bucks fight. You looked at the fucking picture I put on Twitter.
It's all I need to do.
No, it's not. Watch DDT. It's the best promotion in the world, Robert.
Wow. He says on his Ring of Honor podcast.
Yeah, they're the second best promotion in the world, but like DDT are on another fucking level this year. Like you saw my top 50 matches of the year, so top 30 rather matches of the year. Take notes, watch some wrestling outside of what you do podcasts for.
Okay.
That's your homework for next week, Robert. I want you to watch at least 3 matches from my top 30 list that you haven't seen already.
Okay. I'm going to tell you now I'm not going to do that, but...
Yeah, I already know you're not going to do that. You expect people to do homework for you, but you don't do homework for me. Okay.
What homework have I ever asked you to do?
Oh, you've never asked me to do homework, but you're a teacher, Robert.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, I know. Oops.
Fucking hell. And then we have our main event of the week, and it is for the Ring of Honor television title. A very pretty belt, but I do prefer the old one.
I like them both. I don't think it's a particular downgrade.
It's not a downgrade more than it is a sidestep. But anyways, Tony Deppen, the champion, versus Dragon Lee versus Tracy Williams. Basically, both Lee and Williams have claims to a title match because Lee never lost the title because he got injured. Kenny King stepped in for him. Kenny King lost, so Dragon Lee technically never lost the title. And then you have Williams, who lost the title recently. But it's like, oh no, I let myself get angry, but it will never happen again. And then Deppen's the poor sod holding the championship, so he now needs to deal with both of them.
I thought Deppen's promo was great before this.
Oh, I like that, where he's like, because I like the insecurity in it, because it's like, lots of people are saying, I am the least violent member of Bandido Unlimited. It's like, these are taped, like, up to 2 months in advance. It's like, you are guessing what people are going to say.
You don't know. You don't know what people are saying.
You don't know me. And to be fair, you have Brody King, who's massive, Homicide, who's a legend, and Chris Dickinson, who's known for being in GCW. So, like, he probably is seen as...
Possibly, yeah, possibly.
Because, like, he's first thing I think of when I think Tony Deppen isn't violent.
From what you've told me and from what I've seen, you know, the way that he painted himself as more the unhinged one, that I like. You know, he's not trying to be something he's not. That I appreciate.
Yeah, and he's had some really, really good He was on the mask. He was on this thing Beyond the cover, Masked Wrestler. Where if you lose, you have to take your mask off.
Oh, okay.
I love the indies. But he had a really good match where, if you want Tony Deppen homework, he had a really good match with Tracy Williams on Ring of Honor TV for the title.
Yes.
Pure match, so very good. And he had a really good match against Dragon Lee at Final Battle for the TV title. And then you have his match where Daniel Garcia at ICW No Holds Barred. Great stuff.
Which I know that you've recommended before.
Yeah. It was in my top 30 matches of Mania Weekend video. I think it came 7th. It was in the top 10. But yeah, Dappen's really good. And then you have Williams, who's so intense. And finally got his mask. He's been like the one guy in the foundation who hasn't had a mask.
What do you think of that mask?
I'm pretty sure I saw it in Lord of the Flies.
I think it might be the worst foundation mask.
I don't know. Jay Lethal just comes out in like a normal mask and just like a half face mask.
I'm a big fan of Rhett Titus's mask.
Yeah. I like Gresham's.
Gresham's took a bit of getting used to.
Well, it fits his gimmick. He's the octopus.
It does. I'm just not used to seeing many skull octopuses.
Founding member of CCK. Do you know what CCK stands for?
Oh, shit. I did know this. Oh, is it something Kings?
Calamari Catch Kings.
Calamari. I knew it was Catch something Kings. There you go.
You know what my favorite part was? There was a bit where in progress where Lycos was injured, but Chris Brooks was a tag team guy, so we needed a tag team wrestler. So for a while, he was in a tag team with Timothy Thatcher.
Oh my god!
And they were called the Calamari Thatch Kings. They wrestled at Wembley.
Oh my god!
It was amazing. Also, in that match was Bandido and Flamita. Yay! Anyway, this match, very. Well, like, they didn't keep just pairing off. Like, it was all three of them for most of this match. Like, unless someone was actually, like, outwardly taken out, like Deppen was when he was thrown into the ring post.
No,
into the barricade. It wouldn't just be, oh, I got hit and now I'm going to be dead for 5 minutes. It's like, we were literally just, they kept going for flash pins, which makes sense in a freeway.
Yeah, It wasn't balls to the wall for the full 11 minutes. I did think it was going to go longer. The Bateman Bandido match actually went longer than this. But it escalated well. You do run the risk sometimes, like you say, on triple threats of, so-and-so sitting in the corner selling something for an ungodly amount of time while the other two fight. But I thought there was a lot of interaction between the three competitors, and they played each other's strengths really, really well. I'm looking, and I'm not going to obviously spoil it till the end, but I'm looking forward to what comes out of this match. I was very excited for this match, and I think this might have just been a stepping stone towards the next match, which I was a little bit disappointed with. But it was a good match. It was a solid match. It was fun to watch.
Yeah. What I really liked was Tony Deppen kept trying to team up with Tracy Williams, but he kept getting hit anyway.
Yeah, Deppen seemed to get a lot, slapped about a lot.
I like Dragon Lee stirring the pot, where he's like, he hit you, man, hit him back, and he's just there watching the strike exchange. He's like, yeah, guys, go.
He was very much the opportunist, wasn't he, in this match?
Dragon Lee. Which plays into the end. He lets Deppen get a roll up on Tracy Williams.
Masterful. And this was really, really good.
At first, I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, this is just going to be like a Bullet Club, oh, we just want to cause chaos thing. This is going to be a Tamatonga and G128 thing. But no, Kenny King comes out after like Foundation and Violence Unlimited come out, and it's like, hey, it's cool because Dragon Lee is now the undisputed number one contender in the TV division. We'll see you at Best of the World, pal. That's great.
That is great. That was really well thought out. That's using the rankings the way they should be used.
Because like I saw one of the biggest because AEW have rankings in the same way that this podcast has a following, in that I guess, but not really. Like, there's a number. There's definitely numbers involved, but when is the rankings? Like, by all rights, Austin Gunn should be the fucking number one contender for the world title. Isn't he like 12-0?
I have no idea, mate.
I keep seeing it. Hang on, AEW roster. Because the rankings mean dick all in AEW. They mean nothing. They literally just change it around to, like, by all rights, so many more people should be. Right now, Colton Gunn is 13-0, and he's not in contention for anything.
Yeah, it's because they're all on dark.
So, it still wins. It doesn't matter where you get the wins, it matters that you get the wins.
Chris, focus on Ring of Honor.
Yeah, but that's my point. So, like, we've looked at it and thought, no, we can do something really cool here. And we did something really cool. Because people seem to think that having rankings limit storytelling. It's like, no, you just need to book the story in a way that's going to keep the rankings consistent. It's not actually that hard.
To go and let Tracy Williams be pinned so that Tracy Williams is no longer in contention, but that brings you up the rankings to number 2 or number 1. That's brilliant storytelling.
Yeah, that's so good.
Because you are inherently going to have a better chance of winning in a one-on-one match than a triple threat.
So it's like, right, if I'm not going to be able to win, just take it. Because he's beaten Deppen before, so he's confident he can do it again.
I was really, really, really impressed with this storytelling in this match. Considering the match was it was good. I think I gave it 3.5. It was good.
I gave it 4 because I factored in how much I liked the ending.
That's the thing. The ending was really, really good. The match was made better because the ending was brilliant.
And I like how, did you see the look on the Foundation's face? They were like, "Oh shit, we've been got here."
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Like, Foundation trying to stick to this very rigid rule set are starting to hurt them.
Well, that's the gist of what Rhett Titus and Tracy Williams were saying in their promo on Week by Week. That we keep dying on our swords.
Because Lethal had a world title match. He got screwed. When Gresham and Lethal were champions, they got screwed. Tracy Williams trying to be the honorable guy in these TV title matches, he got screwed. And it's falling so far from Anniversary, where they held all the titles apart from the world.
It's going to be interesting to see what is going to be. They seem to be slowly building towards, not a change in Foundation's principles, but they seem to be, the Foundation are starting to recognize that their morals at the moment are getting them nowhere, and if anything, are getting them screwed over more than they should be. So it'll be interesting to see what the resolution is to all of this. Because
every Foundation, they've just decided that every title match they ever have now will be under pure rules.
Yeah, that was announced.
Yeah, so they're trying desperately to hold on to this.
Oh, the idea of them having to make a choice at some point between their morals and the championship that's going to be tasty.
Yeah, because for the most part, Gresham's been out of it because he's not had to make that decision. Like, Gresham's been just preoccupied with the pure division, where he obviously has no choice but to keep to the morals he's established.
It's going to be very interesting to see who Gresham ends up taking on at Best in the World, because we've only got 2 weeks of build left.
Yeah, that's often the way with pure. They don't really go to story more than they just go purely off the rankings. What's the rankings right now, actually?
I was just going to ask, what are the rankings for the pure division? Didn't you say...
Fred Yehai's number 1.
Fred Yehai, yeah.
And then Josh Woods, but he's preoccupied. with... Rhett Titus, but he'll be preoccupied. Rocky Romero, and then LSG, who, if we're being completely honest, doesn't have a hope in hell of getting the shot. So
it's between Yehai and Romero, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, because Woods and Titus are both preoccupied with their belts. So unless they're having, because they're not going to have Woods do double duty on a last man standing.
You'd be very surprised.
You could have Rhett Titus, but that's not a pay per view match, is it? Gresham and Titus. But again, I thought that about Gresham and Flip, and that wound up being incredible. Same with Gresham and Draper.
Yeah, I mean, they're both excellent wrestlers, so I wouldn't be opposed to seeing that. And of course, don't forget, you've also got that whole faction members versus each other. But
if you notice, everyone who could go for the title aren't involved in the LFI or Violence Unlimited feuds, and it's mostly because they don't really have any pure fitting wrestlers, do they?
No, you can't really say Dickinson for that, can you? He's probably the closest one, but
yeah, but he's in the TV title. You don't need to fit to a rigid style. I mean, look at Draper, but I don't know. We'll see, but it's definitely not happening at Best in the World. It's definitely going to be someone outside of his factions, unless LSG suddenly decides to join LFI. And between Yehai and Rocky, it's probably 2 weeks. We might have Yehai do it on TV, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it's just straight up Gresham versus Yehai. And maybe they might do Rocky if they want to bring in some New Japan fans, which I think would be a bad idea because they spent the last year trying to shake off that New Japan partnership, which ended up being more of a burden in terms of perception, in terms of like overall perception, than it was like it was great to begin with because people were like, oh cool, we can see like Okada, and they still had like Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, Christopher Daniels, whatever, on site to like counteract that, but they don't have that now. They have a crop of very good wrestlers who people who don't watch Ring of Honor think are nobodies.
The way they're using it at the moment with New Japan Strong, that's far better because, like, New Japan Strong, you don't have the abundance of New Japan names, really. You've got Kenta and you've got Jay White and people like that, Jude Robinson.
I know Dick all about Strong, so you're going to know more about this than I am.
But there's so many people, not just New Japan fans, who are saying that the best product that New Japan is actually putting out at the moment is Strong. Because effectively it's just an hour weekly. It's effectively like a Ring of Honor. It's just an hour of pure wrestling.
I've heard that, but I've also heard like they don't really do much with stories. They kind of just do matches, which is fine. But
I think the story is very simplistic. There seems to be tournaments quite a lot. So
yeah, the PPW mode of the book.
But yeah, overall, I know that Dickinson's done some stuff over there. I know Bateman was in a tournament recently on there.
Yeah, Brody King was on there now.
Brody King's on there.
He was in the finals against Lawler, wasn't he?
In fact, I believe they've just announced a tag team tournament on there, and there's Ring of Honor representation on there. If you just give me a second. Tag team.
Right, we just need to. This isn't a Strong podcast.
No, to be honest, I'm more intrigued. So it's Tag Team Turbulence Tournament.
Turbulence. They literally just thought the first word that began
all
with
of
T,
the T's. All of the T's.
Turmoil was already taken.
You've got Violence Unlimited, Brody King, Chris Dickinson are a team. Yuji Nagata and Ren Narita. And Fred Yehai is with Wheeler Yuta as well. So, and then there's the Good Brothers and some other people. But yeah, so there is some Ring of Honor representation there. But yeah, you're right. They're not just using it, to bring in the Bullet Club every single week to bring eyes to the television show. They're actually building the television show. And then if they do have a New Japan star, that's great, but it's no longer the centerpiece of how they book, which is what it felt like it was before.
Who would you rather have face for the pure title at Best in the World?
Out of Yehai and Romero?
Rocky. Well, I guess LSG, but I don't think we're hoping how that
happening. Look, we've got 2 more weeks of build. We know that there's going to be no build next week because the match has already been announced.
And it could be a promo because quite frankly with Pure you just need to go, I'm ranked high, I challenge you.
Okay. Out of the 2, I personally would like to see Yehai.
Mm-hmm.
Simply because he's higher in the rankings for a start, and secondly because he's a tremendous wrestler. I think him and Gresham quite literally could create magic together. If it is Rocky, that's not terrible. I think Rocky's an extremely underrated wrestler.
And quite frankly, in terms of hype, like for both pay-per-view pure title matches on paper, I've been like, this is a bit shit. But then it's been great. And then like the pure match I was actually hyped for the title was Lethal and Gresham, and that was it was great, but like it wasn't as good as the other two. So I've sort of learned with pure title, it doesn't really matter how much hype you have going in.
No. And again, whoever goes in there, Gresham's, one of the best technical wrestlers in the world. Certainly top 3. I don't think I can think of many people better technical wrestling wise than Jonathan Gresham.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever he's going to be in the ring with, it's going to be a good match.
Yeah, and again, you don't need to be number 1 ranked to be the contender. Because at the end of the day, it would come down to like the ROH board of directors, and they might look at more than just how you rank, because they might also look at, say, quality of opponent, or like basically being number 1 doesn't automatically mean you're going to be the contender. Just being on the rankings means you're in contention, basically.
We don't even know there's going to be a pure championship match.
That's definitely going to be. That's been their biggest linchpin since coming back. They're not going to not have a pure championship match on Best in the World.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. When is Best in the World again? It's on the
11th of July.
That's close. I thought it was on the 18th.
No, the 11th.
Huh. Yeah, it's on the 11th. That's actually surprising. Oh well. We'll see. And surprised we left it this late with Draper, so it kind of makes sense.
Okay.
Because they need Gresham to fill in tag rows for the ongoing faction rivalry, so it makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so let's look at next week. I don't actually know what's happening on Women's of Honor Wednesday. It could be done put on Cage Match.
No, they haven't announced what's going on Women's Division Wednesday at the moment, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have Rhett Titus versus Danhausen. Now, this not being on Best in the World, I think, has blown this wide open.
Yeah.
Because it means Titus wouldn't have to pull double duty. I think it'd be a bit stupid not to have Foundation representation in there. Because then you'd have all factions represented, apart from Shane Taylor Promotions, because fuck them, I guess.
If you ask me who I want to win...
If you say Danhausen...
No, Rhett Titus. I'm with you, Rhett Titus. I want Rhett Titus to win. However... with them making a point of Danhausen having lost every single match since Final Battle, I've just got a feeling that he's going to be in it.
But no, Danhausen made a big deal about it. Ring of Honor haven't made a big deal.
Yeah, but even so, it was the entire crux of his promo, his very short promo.
The entire crux of the promos for a lot of people has been that they haven't been winning or they need, but that doesn't mean they're going to be in.
It'd be quite cool if he cheated to win and further,
I think how Danhausen gets through, if he gets through, is Violence Unlimited, fuck over Rats. Because we'll talk about this at the end of the show, but when it comes to the rankings, Dickinson and Homicide are ranked. And they've been attacking Titus and Williams backstage.
Do you think that's the tag match we're going to have then?
Yeah, because otherwise it's Lethal and Gresham are number one ranked, who aren't going to challenge.
No, well, Lethal's already in a match.
Lethal's busy.
Gresham will be busy.
King and Lee, they've recently lost the challenge.
Yes.
Plus, Lee's busy.
Yeah.
So, SOS, doubtful. Like, honestly, I think that's doubtful, and I'll probably be defending the 6-mans anyway. OGK recently lost.
Yeah.
And so Dickinson, when you pare it down, Dickinson and Homicide are really the only option.
Plus, it makes sense storyline-wise as well.
Yeah. So I reckon they're going to pair off with Foundation, and then I just think that makes the most sense. So either if Danhausen gets through, I think it will be because either Homicide or Dickinson won't interfere, because it's not pure rule, so they won't get done.
It makes sense.
It makes sense. I wish it was someone who wasn't fucking Danhausen.
I don't think he's going to win the full thing.
Oh no, he's not. He's definitely not winning Survival of the Fittest.
He's definitely not winning that.
No, not hoping hell. Like if he goes in, it'll be like him and Brian Johnson paired off, and then we'll be some of the first eliminated, and it'll be to like proper Twitter thing because people like Danhausen for reasons that escape me. If you say very fun, very evil, or whatever, I'll walk to Stoke and slap you. So, and then on next week's Ring of Honor TV, we have Taven versus Dutch.
Yep.
Sure.
Okay.
I really hope Dutch doesn't roast Taven's. To be fair, Dutch puts Taven through a table off a balcony, so it makes sense. I guess.
I guess.
I thought this feud was over. Like it feels like such a relic from pre-Pure Division Ring of Honor.
Yeah, it does.
Like, and it felt like we were just getting out of the way, but we still haven't got out of the way.
Nope.
Like, I like Matt Taven more than most people like Matt Taven. I think he's a good wrestler. Like, I wasn't bitching when he won a Supercard. It made sense because he was in the division for like a year before that. But also, do you have nothing better for him? Is he just going to wrestle Vincent forever?
Oh, God, I hope not.
I mean, like, you do not treat a PCW alumnus like Matt Taven like this. The man, with Mike Bennett, took on Joe Hayes and Martin Kirby. Do not treat the Kingdom like this. Anyway, and then we also have the Survival of the Fittest finals, who is, as it stands, I'm trying to remember who's through. So Bandido, Flamita, Dickinson,
Brian Johnson,
and
Eli Isom.
Eli Isom, and then the winner of Danhausen. If the winner of this faces Roosh at Best in the World, we don't know that for sure. I'm looking at the rankings right now. So we can realistically say that Briscoe, they said that it's automatically ranked. So I think it's fair to say that Briscoe will be nudged out of the rankings at that point. And then you look at everyone else. Taven is seemingly preoccupied. Gordon, here's a match already, doesn't he?
Yeah, with EC3.
EC3, so he's preoccupied. Brody King's preoccupied. Shane Taylor, fuck Shane Taylor, apparently. So I'm trying to think, because they want it to like pop a crowd. So who's going to pop a crowd? And also going to make sense storyline-wise. And if you say Danhausen, I'll slap you.
Out of the 6 people, I mean, from what you've said, Dickinson is going to be in the tag picture.
Looks like it, because him and Homicide are the only ones.
Okay, so for a minute, let's get rid of Dickinson. You think Bandido and Flamita are going to take each other out? That would make sense.
I think it's a possibility.
I think that makes perfect sense. Well, that's half the field gone, which means that you've got Eli Isom, Eli Isom, the winner of Rhett Titus and Danhausen, and who's the other one that's in there?
We literally just named them all.
I know, and I can't remember who it was.
Never
mind. I'm sure I'll think of it in a minute.
2021. Images for me.
Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson. So yeah, I think if our fantasy booking is right, I have a feeling that they're just straight up not. This isn't going to be the pay-per-view match.
It doesn't exactly have the hype, does it?
No. Who's about to challenge Rush? Maybe Shane Taylor? Maybe we'll just straight up have Shane Taylor challenge Rush.
Yeah, because there's nothing that says that they've got to challenge now.
No. My big thing was going to be, I thought it was going to be a 4-way between Taylor, King, Lethal, and Rush. Because Rush has screwed all of them. So I thought Ring of Honor brought directions. And if they kept things going, they could all be ranked.
They might still do that afterwards, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Yeah, and I'm honestly just surprised there's an on pay-per-view. I guess it's so you're not having double duty with Titus, hopefully.
And potentially Dickinson.
Yeah, it's weird that we don't quite know where it's going a couple of weeks out.
Makes it very interesting.
Yeah, it does. And they have 3 shows a week to set up the matches. So honestly, I'm not that worried. This isn't like Hell in a Cell 2019 where we had nothing announced before.
No, exactly. God.
That was so weird, wasn't it? Because also it was obvious what the matches were.
It's ridiculous.
So yeah, I don't know what's happening with women on Wednesdays last. That's a shame. But yeah, that's Ring of Honor this week. Thanks for listening. If you made it in this far, you can find us on all good podcast networks. But you know that because you're listening to us. You can follow me on Twitter at ChrysalusPuro. You can follow Rob on Twitter. I'm sure he has a handle. You can give us a rating. I'm trying to remember what Rob says at the end of most of these things. You can follow the website, I guess. There's other things on there, including the Stardom Cast, the award-winning Stardom. We haven't won an award, have we?
No, we haven't. We've never won an award.
See, if we had, I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't tell me, because you never tell me what's relevant to the podcast anyway. Then that's it. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.